Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? If you are not already a family member or crew member, please go ahead on and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you will not miss any of our uploads, hauls, vlogs, everything that we do, chit chats, everything. It's holiday time, so we will be doing a lot of cooking. Some will be live, some will be pre-recorded. Today, you guys seen the title, I will be making a 12 to 18 minute microwave praline or pecan candy. I'm going to show you guys 3 ingredients that I will be using. You can use any kind of butter, but please make sure you have butter and not margarine. This is the great value. I use Land O'Lakes. I use Kerrygold. I have used the I've used the Sam's brand, Claiborne Hills brand, but I always get butter. Now, I have found that when I use the unsalted butter, my candy be a little bit more sweeter. Now, yes, you want sweet candy, but I always add a pinch of salt just to balance out that sweetness because you don't want it to be too sweet that you can't eat more than one piece. So instead of having to add the pinch of salt, I just get the salted butter. But if you are trying to watch your salt intake, use the unsalted butter by all means. The great value sweetened condensed milk. You can definitely get any kind of sweetened condensed milk you want, any brand. It does not matter. It's going to turn out the same. And then I just got the imitation vanilla. Now, let me tell you all about the vanilla. Usually, I always use pure vanilla. I normally was going to make, well, my intentions was to make my own, but I didn't get a chance to do it because I've been busy. But because all this is doing is adding that flavor at the end, you don't have to have pure vanilla. Okay, so now I'm going to show y'all exactly what you need to have as all your prep. You're going to need a big bowl. Your bowl does not have to be this big, but make sure that it's deep enough because this will definitely rise up. It's going to rise and bubble up, and you don't want that mess in your microwave. You're not going to add the vanilla until the end, but you're going to add your butter. So you're going to start off with your cream, your butter, and your sugar. And I'm about to get my sugar and let you guys know how much. And then you need a greased baking pan, or you can use parchment paper. If you want, you can have a clean surface area. My surface area is clean. I bleached my table down. You can have a clean surface area and you can put butter on your surface area, or you can get parchment paper and put that down. Okay, so it will be someone that'll be like, oh goodness, that area is not clean. But like I said, you can do that. Like if you're going to make a whole lot of candy, that's what I do. Because I know I will be making batches of candy. So because of that, I want my surface area to be clean. And it'll just make it easier for prepping and laying it down or pouring it out. And then I can cut it as I'm going to cut. So for this particular recipe, I am going to use 2 cups of sugar. But since this is just 1 cup, I'm going to tell you guys why. I'm going to get out an extra can of cream because I'm making 2 batches. And I want to say this, like I said again, I want to say this and I want to be clear because I know someone is going to ask. So this way I am perfectly clear. Now, if I am using 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, I will use a half a stick of butter only. And I will use 1 cup of sugar. But I am going to make 2 batches, so I will be using 2 cans of the sweetened condensed milk, 1 whole stick of butter, and I will use 2 cups of sugar. That's why I have this really big bowl. But you make sure your bowl is microwavable safe and make sure it's deep enough so it will not fall over. So, go ahead and start, you guys. First, I will add a stick of butter. My hands are already washed. And again, make sure you use butter, not margarine. So my butter, I will be using 2 cups of sugar because I have 2 cans of the sweetened condensed milk. And I don't want to confuse anyone because if you seen my other video, you heard me when I was talking about the evaporated milk. For the evaporated milk, you will use 2 cups for 1 can. But with the sweetened condensed milk, you're only going to use 1 cup for 1 can. because this milk is already sweetened. I got my smaller spoon here so I can make sure I get everything out. My other can. My second can. And I really had wanted to share this recipe with you guys because I was getting a few people that were saying, you know, because of either their arthritis or they have issues with their legs, they can't stand up that long to be stirring candy, but they still want candy and it's not in their area. This way, you can do this. And if you live in the north, if you live in the south, whatever area you live in, you can definitely. I am just stirring this up first. I'm just stirring everything together. Now that I have this stirred in, and it doesn't have to be stirred perfectly. It doesn't have to be perfectly stirred in. I'm just stirring all the ingredients together. I'm using my can so I won't make a mess. I'm going to put this in the microwave for 4 minutes. You can do 3.5 to 4 depending on the heat of your microwave. Alright, you guys, while that's finishing up, I want to go ahead and show you all what kind of pecans I will be using. They have all different brands that you can get, but I got these from Walmart and they're the Fisher brand. You can chop them up, you can cut them up, you can put them in your processor, you can do it by hand. You can put these in your oven for about, I say 350 for about 4 to 5 minutes and heat them and it'll bring out that toasted flavor. You can do whatever you would like, or you don't have to put them in the oven if you don't want to. And you can put them in, like I would recommend put them in half, because of course these are the pecan halves. But like I said, definitely it's your choice, however you would like to do. I just took the mixture out, and I'm going to use that same spoon, and all I'm doing is stirring it around. Show you guys just a little bit how it looks. Hopefully you all can see. And I'm just going to put it back in the microwave for 3 more minutes. So the first, it was 3 minutes the first time. It's going to be 3 minutes this time. Okay, you guys, it just came out of the microwave for the second time. Of course, like I said, I had it on 3 minutes. And this is how it's going to look. It's going to be nice and bubbly. Please, please be careful when removing this out the microwave. I'm going from my microwave to my table. But if you're just going right from your microwave to your countertop and you don't have to use your table, I'm just using it for video purposes just so you can see it clearly. You can use an oven mitt if you would like. I do have a bigger spoon, but that spoon I will use, you know, when I get ready to drop them. I'm going to stir. Each time you take it out the microwave, you're going to stir it for at least, I say 40 to 45 seconds. You can stir it longer. I am doing 2 batches, of course, as I said again. After I stir it, it will go back in the microwave for another 3 to 3.5 minutes. After 3 minutes, you're going to open your microwave and you're going to see if it looks like it's done. If it's not done, you're going to put it back in and go for another minute or so. And like I said, it's just going to all depend on your microwave, how hot it is. And you will know when it's done, and I will show you how it's going to look when it's done. It'll look like it's burnt, but it won't be. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So from pouring all of the mixture in, 3.5 to 4 minutes first time, 3.5 to 4 minutes the second time, 3.5 to 4 minutes the third time. So if you're doing 4 each time, that's 12 minutes. If But you just want to make sure it's no lumps. No sugar is at the bottom. And all the butter is mixed in. And you see how thick each time it's getting. Like I said, I know a lot of y'all was like, girl, I can't just be standing over no stove, or I'll be trying to do other things. I know. So we're going to put this back in the microwave again. Y'all hear that bubbling? That's what you're going to be listening for. And this is how it's going to look. She is done. This is how you want this to look. It'll come across like, oh, it looks like it's kind of burnt. No, this is what you're looking for. This is how it's going to look when it's on the stove. And this is how it's going to look when you're doing it in the microwave, okay? Now, at this stage, I do not have a candy thermometer. And I honestly knew I wasn't going to be able to find one. That's my puppy. She's barking at my son. At this stage, I'm going to add the vanilla. Like I said, whether you have pure vanilla, imitation, it doesn't matter. You know, taste-wise, of course, but I'm not selling this to anyone. And this is 2 batches. I'm going to do a capful and a half. If I was just doing 1 batch, I would just do 1 capful. When you add your vanilla, you will hear the sizzle, because this is hot candy you're working with. You're going to stir again. Okay, now I'm using my bigger spoon. I added the vanilla in. Now I'm going in with the pecans. And no worries, if you have a peanut allergy, you can make this without the pecan. I make pecan or praline candy all the time and do not use pecans. So you can. Believe me when I tell you. And you can do it. You can make coconut if you want. My mom like some candy with coconut in it. And I might make her some. I'm still trying to see. I might make her a little small batch for her. Just do 1 batch. And add the coconut. Oh, she said she'll wait till Christmas. So all I'm doing, like I said, is stirring the pecans in, making sure they all get mixed well. Or you can do the pecan first, then the caramel. Then the vanilla. It doesn't matter which one you add first. I just like to add my vanilla first, and then I'll go in with my pecans. I got my pecans added, as you guys seen, and my vanilla. So at this stage, you have 2 choices. Either you can take a spoon, whichever size of your choice, and you can drop on a greased cookie sheet. Or you can take this entire batch and you can pour. I like to pour. The reason I like to pour mine is because I can pour it and then I can cut it. I do. One of those. I guess, but I'm not gonna cut it right now. Yeah, that's what I like. That's why I like to do it this way, because I can pour it and I can cut it. You can definitely, if you decide that you want to make this and give it to people, you can either give it to them in a round shape. You can give it to them in a square shape. It is definitely up to you. And like I said, and also, you can put more pecans. You can put less pecans. You can do almonds. You can do coconut. You can do walnuts. Or you cannot do either. And I'm just spreading it out on my sheet. And if this was just 1 batch, it would have only made a half a pan. But since this is 2 batches, it made 1 full pan. This probably looks familiar when you guys, if y'all follow me on Instagram or if y'all seen my videos before, y'all seen that I do lay mine out like this. And then once it cool, I'll cut it. Temptation will have you want to dip your hand and just eat some of this, but it's hot. At this stage, you can shape it however you would like to shape it. And I'm going to tell y'all, if it does act like it doesn't want to sit right, like after 2 minutes, if it's not sitting, that means you didn't do it long enough. You can take it from here, pop this baby back up in this bowl, and put it back in the microwave. Have it happen to me before? Yes, it has. But like I said, you can always tell when it's about done. If you always want, a little bit firmer, just do it a little bit firmer next time. Or like I said, just pop it back in the microwave for a few more minutes. And it's going to be trial and error. Sometimes you may not be able to get this baby to set right for nothing. Sometimes it'll set right with no problem. Now, while this is cooling, I'm going to go ahead on and get this washed up. And then I'll come back and I'm going to show you guys how I cut it. So I'll be right back, y'all. All right, guys. The candy been sitting already for a few minutes. It still has about, because like I said, you want to let it sit for at least 20 minutes before you cut it. But I'm going to tell y'all the best part about making pecan candy at home yourself, not surrounded by anyone else, you get to eat whatever is on the spoon. That is the best part. What I do, I take a regular spoon and I just get all of this candy off of here. Now, yes, I do try to scrape the majority of it onto the pan, but it's always going to be candy left. You have to sample your food to make sure it is edible for your family. And I'm going to give you guys a tip. If you want to make praline brownies or pecan candy brownies, you just make your brownies per decoration, per instruction. Or if you want to do like a pound cake, a regular vanilla cake, any type of cake you would like, you do it per, ingredients, like per box, like you would normally do it. Instead of adding a vanilla icing or strawberry or buttercream icing, if you want to do like a pecan candy icing, you can definitely do this and just add it directly to your cake. Now, you don't put it on there right when it comes out of your pot. You let it sit, I say, for at least about a minute to let all the bubbles go down, and then you can add it to your cake. But when you add it to your cake of brownies, make sure the cake and brownies are completely cool. I will be doing brownies with a pecan candy topping, but I will not be doing it with pecans. Because again, my daughter will be home for Thanksgiving and she's allergic to nuts. So I will make one brownies with nuts, and I will, one brownies with walnuts, and I will be doing one brownies without. The brownies without would not have the pecans on inside of the pecan candy. So it'll just be plain. And then the ones that will have walnuts, the pecan candy will have pecans in it. So yeah. So you just take and scrape your spoon. I already did one spoon and let my mom taste it, and I did one spoon and let my son Deontay taste it.
Does this color go that color?
Yes. So then you just eat it because it's done. And it's soft. It is very soft because I actually had one lady, and she had sent me a message, and she was like, I love pecan candy, but I can't do the pecans because she has dentures. Honey, let me tell you, the older we get, the worse our teeth get. With this pecan candy, it melts in your mouth, and you can eat it. Look at that. It's soft and creamy. It'll melt in your mouth. And you don't have to add the pecans. So you don't even have to chew this pecan. You don't even have to chew this. Just let it sit in your mouth, and it'll melt. Yeah. So yeah. So whether you eat pecans or not, you can make this pecan candy. And I'm just chatting with y'all while I'm eating it because I'm waiting for it to cool. I'm taking a knife. My knife is clean. Now, as I said, you can either drop it like y'all seen I've dropped the first one, or you can pour it out on your pan and you can cut it to whatever size. This candy will continue cooling once it's cut. You can put it on a rack to cool it if you want. It does not have to be perfect as far as like, it's not like you cutting a cake for somebody's wedding. I said again, this is for your house. If you're doing it, and I know I can see I'm cutting it at an angle, but this is for my house. Nobody's going to eat this but whoever comes to my house. And honestly, your girl, between me, my mama, between me, my mom, and Philip is probably going to eat the majority of this candy. And this is 2 batches. And yes, like I said, you can do round. You can do them round. You can drop them. Or you can cut them like this in squares. I just prefer to do mine in squares. Because to me, it just makes more when you do it like this. Sometimes you buy candy from the store. And it can be in squares. Oftentimes you make Praline or Pecan Candy. And it'll come round. And they package it. It just depends on that store, that brand, and who makes it. So I cut them after 10 minutes. Like I said, they do not have to be perfectly squared or whatever. And they can be round. And then after another 10 minutes, they're going to be completely cool. And I will come in with my spatula, take them out of the pan. And these here, I just had in this container. You can put them in any kind of storage container as long as it has a lid. This is the remainder of the candy that I had. Like I said, with no pecans in it. And I have a bunch of Christmas containers that I will be storing mine in. So once it's completely done, I'll come back and take them out the pan. And I will show you one and how I put them in my Christmas container. And I will be back. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I took the first piece out of the pan. And the first piece is usually your sample piece. But since I already done sampled it, and you will have butter on the bottom of your hand because you buttered your pan. I have a cookie container. Brownies, we use these for cookies, brownies, everything for the holidays. Just make sure you have a lid. You can line parchment paper at the bottom. You don't have to. You can put a napkin at the bottom, which I probably will do. Only because, as I said, I do have butter in it. But you definitely don't have to do this. I just prefer to do this when I'm using any plastic containers. But you can use parchment paper. You can use whatever. I'm going to go ahead on and get the rest of these out of the pan. Some of them will break. It's just going to happen. That's why you see I had crumbs on some. And it's just going to happen. And as they sit, you know, as they get stored and covered more, of course, they will firm up. It's just like taking cookies out. Your cookies can easily break. But once they completely set, you won't have to worry about it.
Here we go again. I gotta pay these bills, save something. I need 10 more hours in a day. And when I'm feeling stuck, something else comes up. Sometimes I wanna have fun, but I can't. Got problems that I'm dealing with. So many mistakes I made. I'm living with so many. But I gotta find a way to make it through today. I'm leaning on a song that says everything's gonna be okay. Stop carrying problems through your life. Just let it be, 'cause everything will happen. So get up on your feet and stop worrying about things. Everything's gonna change when you surrender. Get rid of bad people in your life. Have faith and see that anything can happen. So get up on your feet and stop worrying about things. Here we go again. I gotta start all over making friends.
Alright, you guys, please let me know what y'all think about this recipe. If y'all would consider using it, if it's a lot quicker. I know for myself, for my mom, it is easier for her because even 20 minutes, her and I usually take turns. I stir for 20, she stir for 20, because when you're doing the stovetop, you have to constantly stir it. You can't walk away unless you just turn it just like this. Other than that, you can't walk away from it. So like I said, even with my mom and I, or me and my daughter, we'll take turns and kind of switch up. So this way is definitely a lot easier. The candy is still going to come out really good. I have never did this with evaporated milk. And the reason that I'm saying all of this, because my comment section is closed, so you guys can't ask. You can give this out for Thanksgiving. If you're going to someone's house and you want a quick meal, you can go get you a can of sweetened condensed milk for what, $1.50, $1.68. I'm pretty sure y'all have butter laying around the house, at least a half a stick of butter and a cup of sugar and vanilla. If you don't have the vanilla, you can omit the vanilla. But this is a quick gift for a baby shower, Christmas, Easter. It doesn't matter. Any holiday that you want to bring a sweet gift to someone, whether you're eating at their home or you have it for your job or anything. You just want to give out a I love you. These package very well. If you want to ship them to someone, you can make it and package them. Just make sure you have your parchment paper. You have it wrapped in an airtight container, aluminum, plastic, whichever you desire. And you can send it as a gift. So please keep all of that in mind. I will have another video coming up on the 20-minute pecan candy that I do on the stove. That video will be on my other channel. It is It's Me Alicia. The link will be in the description box below. So y'all check that out. My comment section is open over there. So if y'all really have a question, y'all can ask over there on that channel. Make sure y'all subscribe over there. Hit the bell and give that video a thumbs up. But I love you guys, and I will see y'all later. Y'all be blessed. Do not forget to always stay in your peace and know where your faith is. And I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.